In this video, we're going to have a quick look at conditional layouts in Zoho CRM. So conditional layouts, it's a pretty nice feature. It allows you to display fields, text boxes, etc. based on a certain condition. So the example that Zoho uses in their help documentation is an insurance company. Let's say you had a lead that you're filling out for an insurance quote. If the type of insurance was car insurance, then you'd select car insurance from a drop down and it would display all the fields relating to make of car, year of car, model of car, etc. But if, for example, the prospect was inquiring about home insurance, then it wouldn't display that. You'd select home insurance, and then the sort of fields that would be displayed would be property address, property age, property value, etc. So it's a really nice way of cleaning up the interface, and it makes it a lot more simple, both when you're using it to enter data, but also when you're training new staff. You know, there's nothing worse than seeing a form with hundreds and hundreds of text boxes that you need to fill in, especially if a lot of those are going to be irrelevant. So I'll walk you through a very simple example of how it works. So to get started, we go into settings. And under customization, we select modules and fields. So you can do this with pretty much all the modules, but for simplicity, we'll use the leads. So if you hover over the leads and then select layout, and then we'll edit the standard layout. So just click edit layout. Okay, so what we're going to do here, we are going to add a pick list and we are going to add some options. So I'm going to call this business type, and my options are going to be hotel and hotel group. And click done. And then I'm going to add another single line here and another single line underneath. And this one is going to be called number of rooms. And this one's going to be called number of hotels. Okay, so this is a very basic example. So if the prospect was a hotel, I might want to know how many rooms they've got. If the prospect was a hotel group, I might want to know how many hotels they've got. But if I'm dealing with a single hotel, I'm dealing with a single hotel, so that's going to be one. I don't really need that information. And likewise, if I'm dealing with a group of hotels, I don't really need to know how many rooms they've got in each of their hotels. So we're going to use the conditional layout here. So if we click save, and then we will just close this. We'll then go to layout rules. And we'll click the blue button that says new layout rule. We'll just call this business type rule. We'll leave that blank. And we'll choose the primary field. So let's see. It was business type, wasn't it? We want to trigger it on. Yep, business type. Okay, so the condition that we're going to set here is when business type is hotel, and then we'll click next. Okay, so now we get this sort of flow diagram. So when business type equals hotel, we want to trigger an action. So in this case, when business type is hotel, we want to display the number of rooms. So I'm going to click trigger action, show fields. Number of rooms, and then I'm going to click save. Okay, the next condition is when business type is hotel group, I want to trigger an action, and it's going to be show fields, number of hotels. Okay, so if we just click the back button, and we'll go back to our home screen, and we'll click leads, and then we'll go to add a new lead. We'll see that we pre-selected the default value of business type to be hotel, so we're being able to see the number of rooms box below. But if we change that to hotel group, you'll see that that's now been changed to number of hotels. Now, obviously, that's a really basic a basic example, and you wouldn't probably do that with just one text box. But if you've got several text boxes that are relating to a certain business type, then that would certainly help cleaning up the UI and making the form quicker and easier to fill out. Now, we can also do that with sections as well. So you'll see that we've got an address section at the bottom here, and a description section here, and we can add a section, and that can be triggered by a selection. So I'll show you how to do that next. So again, if we go back to customization, modules and fields, and then we'll edit the layout, standard layout. Okay, so we're going to add a new section here. And we're going to call this hotel group. And let's add some text boxes to it. So we could have group name as one. Okay, so just some example fields, you'll get the idea, and I will also move number of hotels in there as well. Okay, so we save this. We then go to layout rules. Okay, so we're back into layout rules. I'm going to click on the previous rule that we created, and I'm just going to make some changes. So let's start from scratch. Okay, so when business type is hotel group, we're going to show sections, and then we'll select the hotel group information section. Click Save. That all looks good. And then we'll come out of there. Let's go to our lead section and see if that works. So we'll go to add a new lead. Okay, so if you remember, we set the default to hotel for the business type. And because it's currently set as hotel, the hotel group section is not being shown. And we're seeing the text box for number of rooms. So that's the behavior that we'd want. If we go to hotel group, you will see that now the hotel group section is displayed. So that's how you use conditional layout formatting with sections. So I hope you found that useful. As always, if you've got any questions, please leave them below. Thanks very much.